Go ahead. I'm live on Facebook. Sit back and relax a while. Take some time to relax and smile. Lay your head down so you can stop and think back. It seems we never take the time to do all the things we want to. Hey, Facebook. Hey. Well, hello, everybody. It's been a while since I had the chance to come on live with y'all and chit chat. So I wanted to just check in, see how everybody's doing, see what's going on, see what the talk of the town is, see what the talk of Facebook is, and just kick it with y'all for a little bit. So as y'all can tell, I'm at home and I've been vibing, been out all evening, knocking doors, dropping lid, talking to voters. So yeah, been out and about. So I want to take a little bit of time to just check in with everybody. I want to address just a couple of brief issues really quick, but then I want to, if possible, just take some questions from you all. So let me tell you how this works. So I am on live on all of my social media pages, my main personal page, my group, Commissioner Stephanie Moore, the campaign page, Stephanie Moore for 60th District, my other page, and on YouTube. And so there is a way, you all, that you can comment. If you make a comment on this live stream, I think it'll ask you to authenticate yourself. And then if you do that, I can actually see your comments while on live, or I believe you have to be either on my actual personal page or my group page, and I can see your comment and definitely will be able to respond to that. So I just want to take a little bit of time to check in. Number one, to let you all know that everything is going good. It's been a lot of work these last couple of months on the campaign trail. We've been getting out there, touching, talking to people, answering questions, providing information, sharing resources, but most importantly, do a lot of voter education on making sure that everybody has access to their ballot, either absentee ballot or know the process going into the polls on August the 4th, and understanding, what their rights are and what they need to do. Many of you know that there was an election debacle where some over 750 plus ballots were printed incorrectly. And so we worked very hard to bring that information forward to the community, to the local clerks, and to also demand swift action in terms of getting those ballots reprinted, redistributed back out to the community by mail, and to also follow up with every disenfranchised voter to make sure that they got their new ballot. And get it completed and get it turned back in. And so that's not an easy effort. Some people are traveling, they're out of town. Some people may be on vacation, some may be sick, some are still sheltering in place. So we wanted to make sure that we reached everyone who was impacted by these incorrect ballots out in Kalamazoo Township, and be aware that there is a remedy to that, but it took some extra steps on their part to get that done. So if you know anybody in Kalamazoo Township, particularly in Kalamazoo County Commission District 5, who may have gotten their ballot absentee and it was incorrect, and they've been out of town or something, please reach your family, friends, loved ones, neighbors, co-workers, associates, and let them know that definitely we need to be proactive on that end. I wanted to come to you guys for a couple of reasons. I have a really good friend, a friend actually, the Zukowski Serlin family. And Troy Zukowski Serlin has been above amazing and being a friend, a supporter, but also someone who brings some balance to this work that I do, to this campaign as a whole. And he's able to do that because of his mental health background. He and his wife, Michelle, are both just amazing clinicians and are doing great work for people in our community, but also very engaged in this campaign that's going forward. And so Troy posts a lot of things that I'm very interested in. I get a chance to read, share most of the time, and to he's also doing his best to educate voters. And there was a post that he posted tonight that really caught my eye for the simple fact that there were some comments that were made on that post. So I don't want to get stuck on it for too long, but I want to address a couple of the things that have been said. I also have one of my favorite clinicians who had posted a really, really long, beautiful, inspiring, empowering post to me because she was seeing where individuals were literally attacking me on social media. And so she definitely spoke up on my behalf. And that is Sandra Fields Neal. Sandra is amazing, amazing, amazing woman. And so I wanted to respond. I didn't get a chance to really respond to a lot of things on social media just because I've been working so hard. Hey, Austin. Hey, hey, hey. Absolutely. It was an honor to meet you. But Sandra Fields Neal has been someone who's definitely a trusted voice in our community amongst the professional world of therapists and clinicians, and someone that I respect her greatly and her perspective. And so I want to speak to a couple of things, and I want to be brief about it. And I also want to take your questions and comments, feedback, concerns, but also your commitment to vote, to get out on Tuesday, August 4th and vote. For those of you who have voted already via absentee ballot, or you went into the clerk's office and cast your ballot early, thank you. Thank you for participating in the political process. But your work is not done because you need to take 5, 10, 20 more people, friends, family, loved ones, young ones, check on somebody that's elderly, somebody that's sheltering in place, and make sure that they also have access to their ballot, that they've requested their absentee ballot, or that they know that they can go into the polls, to the clerk's office, their local clerk, city, county, township, Portage, wherever you live, go into your local clerk's office and vote if you would like. All right, so the issues. Typically, I don't respond and I don't engage in social media stuff just because it's just messy. And the fact that most people that comment, I've learned a couple things about them. Those people that comment negatively, those comments are mean spirited, those comments that are emasculating and just oftentimes very, very wrong. I don't really get into that because my pastor taught us one time in Bible study. Everybody know me, know I love Bible study, praise, worship, studying the word. One day he told me, he said, your friends don't need an explanation and your enemies will never believe it. And it took me a while to really grasp that and to understand that. But he was absolutely right. Dr. Addis Moore, when he told me that years ago, was absolutely right. So first of all, your friends know you. And those who have questions or concerns or comments, they come to you and they talk to you and they ask you. And those folks that who are your adversaries, they don't really want an explanation or to engage in a real conversation around truth and healing and understanding. They just want to say what they want to say and just put things out there in the atmosphere. So I understand that. I believe that everybody has a voice. Everybody has a right to have their voice and say what they got to say. That doesn't mean that I have to take that on and internalize it, and I don't. So down to a couple of things. On tonight's status, Troy, a gentleman, spoke up and he said, oh, Stephanie has baggage and she did this and she did that. So the truth is this. Yeah, I got some baggage. Actually, I don't anymore because I believe in forgiveness and not just forgiving other people, but being able to forgive myself in incidents or situations or circumstances where I have probably made a mistake, a bad decision, reacted the wrong way. And so I believe that when I do the process that I've learned in my Christian faith, walking in my calling and my purpose according to the faith that I believe in, God that I trust in, I believe in forgiveness. So not just to forgive other people, but myself. I also wanted to say that there's some very, very, very misnorms out there, some straight up lies, basically. It's unfortunate that some people, you know, Google or I don't know, get the news and they go by whatever the news says. And that's only a one-sided story. But the people that know me and know situations and understand what's happened, not just in my life, but throughout the community, whatever, they know and they understand. So this is my challenge for most of you who don't know me, who have not had a chance to meet me or talk to me. Reach out, talk to me. You can even engage with me right now here live on this stream and ask your questions and get to know me. I have so many people who were like, oh my God, I didn't know you were nice or approachable, or we could talk to you or this and that or whatever. So, so get to know people before you are quick to judge. Really get to know, sit down and have a conversation, build a relationship. And I promise you, when you do that, not only will you walk away with a friend, but probably some areas where you can work together on some things you're interested in, that I'm interested in, that we can collaborate on and do some great, great, great things for the community. So I'm open. I'm here. Everybody knows I'm extremely transparent. So feel free to ask me. So without further ado, I wanted to address some of the things that was brought to my attention in just the last couple of weeks. The issue on Troy's page was I was in a brawl in Battle Creek and went to jail. Oh, that is absolutely not true. So I have never witnessed a brawl. I have never been in a brawl, and definitely not in Battle Creek or anywhere in this country. So that's not true. I'm not sure where that individual got it from. And I don't know if I ever saw that on a news article either, but it's absolutely not true. However, I can tell you that 10 years ago, when I was newly elected as a city commissioner, there was a situation at a high school where I witnessed a paraplegic young man, African-American man, who I didn't believe was being treated fairly by law enforcement. And at that time, I videotaped the situation. I did not intervene because I know better than intervening with a police officer. I didn't intervene, but I did videotape the situation. And my videotaping angered that officer and some other people there to the point where he cursed me out, called me names, all kind of stuff. It was a really bad and traumatic situation. As a result of that, I attempted to file a police report against the officer. I wanted to make a complaint. I finally was able to do that. And what happened was, because I made a complaint, the officer pressed charges on me. He charged me with resisting an obstruction. Now, mind you, I had never engaged with this gentleman. There was no brawl, no altercation. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody ran from anybody. No, nothing. It's none of that. But what I did do is I was intentional about filing a complaint against an officer that I believe was not treating an individual who is already suffering from a lifelong disability. And as a result of that, that spent into the situation that fell out. Now, it was out of my control. There was nothing I can do. It was me against the police department. Not necessarily a winning battle. And I wasn't there to fight the police. I was just there to raise my concerns about what I saw as an individual. So again, I was newly elected. The accusation was I said something about you don't know who I am. First of all, let me be clear. I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth. Somebody who was with me, standing next to me, made a comment similar to that, but it wasn't me. Second of all, it was what people don't talk about in that whole situation is that a lot was learned in terms of resisting an obstruction. People who get continuously charged with that felony it could be a misdemeanor or a felony. And actually, what they did is they charged me with attempted resisting obstruction, which I don't know how you attempt to do it, but okay, whatever. It's the system. We all know that the legal system is challenging. It's not fair. And for many people, it's not just. But we learned a lot. And so I started diving deep to figure out, like, who gets charged with this? What is this? And one of the things that I learned was that a lot of people, particularly people of color, are charged with that because it's very hard to get around to prove. It's an easy criminal allegation that is easy to stick with folks. And if you look at people that are driving, walking, having an interaction or encounter with a police officer for whatever reason, at home, in your car, walking down the street, more than likely, you don't just walk away with a speeding ticket or not wearing your seatbelt or but it's that plus resisting an obstruction. So I think it was a learning experience to really figure out what's really happening with our legal system and interactions that people are having, especially people of color, with our legal system, and how do we address those inequities? Because we know in certain zip codes, neighborhoods, certain people that are moving about the community, they're more than likely to have an interaction with law enforcement than they are to get their college degree, a job, or to be able to advance in their career, own a business, pass along generational wealth, all those things. And so, and we understand that having a criminal record plays right into your ability to do any of those things, continue your education, get a scholarship, federal funding to go to school, even housing. So absolutely. So yes, Lavette, go ahead and inbox me. I might not be able to see it right here and there, but I'll definitely respond to your question. So that being said, I want to say that unfortunately, what you read on the internet or in short blurbs from the MLive or News 3 or whatever is not the whole story. It's never the truth. And it doesn't really give you a chance to get full understanding. I'm open and available, more than willing to talk to you. I just put it out there for you all right now so that you know I'm probably not going to get in a whole bunch of debates and discussions, because my goal is to do what I can do, learn what I can so I can best serve all of the residents in the 60th district here in Kalamazoo, the township, parts of Portage, to the best of my ability. And I am not able to do that if I get caught up in other people's feelings and perceptions and all this other good stuff. If I did that, I wouldn't get a chance to get the work done for all of you that you all need from me. The other issue is that, some folks are saying, oh, well, she did this and she did that. The truth is this: I have been a part of an active member of our political party. I'm a Democrat for 20 plus years. And I've been serving, volunteering, recruiting, supporting Democrat candidates, working for them, volunteering, getting people to vote, asking Black people to go out and vote over and over and over again. So I've done my due diligence in terms of engaging in this political process. And I've learned a lot in that process. And there's times where I may not agree with somebody. I may not agree, for example, on policies. If people are supporting policies that I believe that are harmful to the community as a whole, particularly even more so to Black, brown, indigenous, people of color communities, then I'm going to speak up and I'm going to say something. I'm going to push back and I'm going to say, you know what? We can't do this, and I definitely can't support this because this causes harm, exposure, trauma, or whatever it may be for people in the community. And when I do that, sometimes folks get mad. And then all of a sudden, I'm an angry Black woman, and I'm this and I'm that or whatever. And I'm not. I'm really just Stephanie, and I have an opinion. And I also believe that it's important for me to speak up, advocate, work very hard for all residents of Kalamazoo. And I know that if I can do what's right, what's just, what's fair for the least of us, it helps the entire county, the entire community. If we can get people from homelessness to stability, if we can get them to stability, to home ownership, If we can get people from entry level hourly jobs to salary jobs with benefits, with healthcare, with healthcare benefits, if we can get individuals with transportation to and from work, if we can have adequate child care for everyone, especially the second shift, third shift individuals who are struggling so hard in manufacturing positions to go to work and maintain their jobs so that they can earn a living to take care of their families. If we can do all of these things, then we improve the quality of life for everybody in Kalamazoo. So it's not just, if we take care of the most vulnerable people in our community, it's going to stabilize our tax base, economic development, all of good things. So before you say she only serves the Black people, she only cares about the North Side, she only cares about what's happening in the urban community and the inner city, I would say to you that absolutely, yes, I care. I love my community and where I live. The folks that live in my community, Black, brown, indigenous, poor, vulnerable, I love everybody. I was raised to love everybody. But I also know that if you have somebody at the table being a champion for those folks, it helps everybody. It increases, the community altogether. If we have a safe, core neighborhoods that surround the downtown, if there's a good entryway from the neighborhoods into downtown, people are going to feel safe shopping there. People are going to feel safe investing there. People are going to feel safe to, creating their business right here in the heart of Kalamazoo. But we got to keep everybody safe, housed, working, careered, with benefits, being able to have own their own businesses, because a high tide raises all boats. And so that's why I'm very passionate about the community. I'm very passionate about the people. I'm extremely passionate about making sure that the conversations are inclusive of everybody, are diverse of everybody, so that we can make sure that Kalamazoo as a whole is doing well. When I do good, you're good. When my neighborhood is good, your neighborhood is going to be good. But we need to have that equity and balance in terms of beautiful, safe, welcoming, diverse neighborhoods, so that every person can have the best quality of life. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm so passionate about what I'm passionate about. Anybody that really knows me knows that I'm very accessible. You can call me, talk to me, tweet me, message me, email me, whatever. And I do my best. I do want to tell you that I fall short sometimes. I'm not perfect. I do get a chance. There's often time, well, I shouldn't say often, where I haven't had a chance to respond to some folks, or maybe not as quick as you would like me to respond to you, only because I don't have an assistant. I don't have anyone that works for me or return messages or check my Facebook and this and that. I do that on my own. I wish I did have an assistant. Anybody want to do it for free, call me, let me know. But I do my best to respond, to follow up, to follow through, and help the best way that I know how. I don't provide direct services, but I can navigate. I can tell you, call 311, 211, go to this agency, organizations, ask for this individual. If you need help with housing, rental assistance, utility assistance, you're trying to buy your first home and you're looking for a realtor, you got to get your gutters done. You're trying to get your birth certificates for your kids. You need a passport. The kids need this to go to school. I do my best to help people navigate through those systems, basically. A lot of people don't know where to start, where to go, what to do, who to ask. And so people contact me and say, hey, Steph, how can we do that? So I do my best to do that. Do I have all the answers? No. If I don't know, I'm happy to go get it, and I'll follow back and follow through with you. And then, that's how I've done to help people in the community. Now, do more people in various neighborhoods ask me for information? Sure. But it's okay as long as everybody gets, exactly what they need. I also wanted to talk about really quickly to the issue of a couple of years ago when I became board chair. I find it ironic that people talk about how I became board chair and not the outcomes of what happened in my 2 years of leadership as vice chair and then chair. So really briefly, for those of you who follow the news and know or not don't know exactly what happened, our Democrat caucus was completely split, divided. Nobody worked together, was on the same page, or none of that good stuff. And we worked for about 10 months having conversations, meetings, caucusing, and all of that stuff about who was going to be the next board leadership, who was going to get enough support to do that, and da da da. I did not have any aspirations to become leadership. However, when I saw something that was happening that I thought was unfair, unjust, and definitely not equitable, I stepped up and said, that's not right. And we shouldn't do that. And we shouldn't do each other like that. And that's what made me decide to at least enter into that conversation so that I could create some fairness into that. As a result of that, no one in our 6-member caucus was able to meet the threshold of getting the majority of the support from the caucus. And so when we showed up at our county board commission meeting that night to vote, remember I said we started this 10 months prior, 10 months prior. No one would concede to the other. And it was 2 Democrats. It was not me. I wasn't even in the making. I wasn't in the call and I wasn't in the lineup. It wasn't me. There were 2 Democrats that refused to concede one to the other. And so as a result of that, as we started voting, they split their vote. They split all the votes. So there was no way that either one of them could win. And I was probably beyond frustrated. I was more so angry. Angry because at that time, we were dealing with individuals who had shut off utilities. We had individuals who were facing eviction. We had individuals facing foreclosure. We had individuals who are in health crisis. We were trying to figure out balancing our budget for Kalamazoo County when homelessness was at the highest rate in our community. We had the encampment. It was a lot that was happening, that it was the community who was suffering. And I decided that, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and play politics, that I come from across the railroad tracks, from people who are depending on me to represent and do something. So that's what I did. I made a vote, not for my own personal or political gain. I made a vote to get the business done, to do the work that Kalamazoo County government needed us to do so that we can push money to where it needed to go to so that we can get the programs going. I didn't believe that it was in the best interest of our community to just sit here and have all this infighting and divisiveness. I had to get the work done. So that's what happened. And as a result of that, Kalamazoo County got a lot done. We entered into litigation regarding substance abuse, where we have people that are overdosing on drugs, particularly prescription drugs, and created an opioid crisis. Under my leadership, we were addressing that. Under my leadership, we had the issue of PFAS. We had dealt with a water crisis in our community. I led the county in that crisis, working with our administration, our emergency management team. The response was immediate. It was educating. We empowered the community. We did not have a situation like Flint had. We did not withhold information. We made sure that by the time mamas and daddies was getting off work, going home to fix bottles for their babies or prepare meals for their families, that they knew the water was compromised, that we were working on a plan to address that, and that we were doing everything we could to provide clean water to the families in that community that was directly impacted, whether if they had well water or whatnot. And so that was important to me. That's where my focus was. That's what I spent time making sure that I kept my full board of county commissioners abreast of what was happening, engaging them, engaging the community, and did everything I could to garner the resources from the state and the federal level to ensure that we had clean water for residents in our community. That's the priority. That's the business that needed to be handled and taken care of, not political, partisan, infighting, personality conflicts, and this and that. I'm not going to sit back while people are hurting, not being served, while resources are not being getting to them. all because of all that other stuff. That stuff is just jive to me, and I'm not with it. So that being said, the other thing we worked on was indigent defense. I worked with a lawyer there at the county. She wrote a plan that was accepted, adopted by the Indigent Defense Commission at the state of Michigan. We, and when I say we, Kalamazoo County, are only one of the few counties that has a standalone, nonprofit, non-governmental public defender's office. I worked hard day and night. We worked with a group of individuals. We came together. We put a plan together. Every time we hit a wall, things were happening. We were figuring out how we was going to do that. And today, we have Kalamazoo's first ever public defender's office where people have representation. They have more adequate access to their public defenders. They know their name, their defender know their name. They get to meet them before they actually enter into a courtroom, know their situation, their case file. So people have a chance to have adequate representation in the in the legal process. And that was extremely important for me. For many people in our community. And at the end of the day, not doing all that other stuff, the work got done. The other thing is working on environmental issues, making sure that everywhere we could go green, whether if it's working on transportation and metro transit, having more green roofs when we're doing projects and buildings and economic development, brownfields, making sure that we are looking at extracting toxins from our brownfields and not just building on top of them, burying them down below, but doing what we can do to require the EPA to extract these toxins, which oftentimes brownfields are in the core urban neighborhoods and communities where we're greatly impacted by. We have a higher rate of asthma, upper respiratory disease, chronic illness, diabetes, obesity, cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and the environment and these elements play a huge part in that. We talk a lot about infant mortality. Black babies die at a higher rate than their white counterparts. And environment, where you live, what you breathe in, the toxins that you're exposed to plays a huge part in all of that. It's one piece of it, but it's a big piece of it. So I've done my best to really be at the table to bring forth, if we do this, this is what happens here. If we don't do this, then this is what happens here. If we can do this, this is how we help the entire community. So that's the voice that I bring to this work, to local government, that I plan on extended to state government, so that we can really get work done on behalf of all of the people. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I don't want to make excuses for anything. I'm not going to, go back and forth with folks. I can tell you that I've worked very hard for all residents in Kalamazoo. I believe that everybody should have a safe and welcoming place here in our community, regardless of what your status is or who you love, or, if you're documented or not. There's a place for everybody. Everyone has a voice. And we all need to work together, and we need to love where we live and the people who live amongst us. That's just what I believe. And so that's what I've based my work on these last 14, 15 years, serving in local government, 4 terms as a city commissioner. This is my 3rd term as a county commissioner. And now I'm looking to advance this work going up to the state level. Okay, I'm playing with this thing. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to let you all ask some questions. So let's take a quick commercial. Hi, I'm Stephanie Moore. Education, economics, equity, the environment. You can expect more with Stephanie Moore. Vote Tuesday, August 4th. Elect Stephanie Moore. Yay! So I'm looking at the comments, trying to see if y'all got anything. I don't want to just ramble on and go on and on. I want to be able to answer questions for you all. Some of the great things that I think that have happened in Kalamazoo. One is I want you all to be aware that we at the city level and at the county level both are discussing an upcoming millage for housing. We know that there's some housing insecurities here in Kalamazoo County. Our goal is to make sure that every child has a roof over their head, a stable place to live so that they can be nurtured and loved and be in a place where they can earn the promise, go to school every day with having their basic needs met, and definitely having affordable, clean, healthy housing is an essential for all families, for all children, for every individual. So please engage in that conversation of how you can help. Encourage your local officials at the city level and both the county level, encourage them to adopt this policy, to put it on the ballot, to get folks to come out and vote for it so that we can fund our housing millage and provide the supports that we need for the people in our community that are most vulnerable and need it the most. We can't talk about equity and not provide the funding necessary to support people in our community. It's a must. We have to do it. We got to make sure that these babies and their parents have somewhere adequate, decent, safe, affordable, countywide to be able to live. The other issue is really around policy in terms of how do we start doing things differently. We want to make sure that our health outcomes for everybody in Kalamazoo are better. We can do that with looking at how we're delivering our services, where we're delivering those services, who are delivering those services. And that has to start at the top in the room, the policymakers at the table, understanding the need of the community, what the barriers are for the community, and being able to get past all of those things, change our policies so we can get the resources out to the community. That is a must. There's a question. What are some of the most important things you want to establish once you're in elected position? One of the most important things is relationships. We all know that at the state level, you have to cross the aisle, work with people. You got to have some bipartisan support. You have to be able to, if you want to pass or introduce legislation, you got to get the support of your colleagues. So I'm already going in with a lot of relationships with current state representatives. I've been mentored for quite some time. John Holy has definitely been a mentor. There's some other folks that are there at the state house level that have been mentoring me, and I've been keeping up with the state policy. So understanding that process, that my core priorities are education, equity, environment, and economics, going in with those being my priorities, but understanding that I have to have the relationships with current or future state representatives so that we can work together and get the work done. And where we're not introducing legislation, being able to have that equity lens when things are coming across for a vote for state representatives, to understand that, oh, I can't support this because this causes harm, it leaves out, it's not inclusive, and it definitely doesn't create equity for everybody, especially the most vulnerable people in our community. So that's really my most important thing of being very focused on my 4 key priorities: education, equity, the environment, and economics, but also relationship building, and also knowing, being able to go through the various policies. I want to make sure that I'm focused on the budget, especially since COVID-19. And we know things are in disarray. Children are at school. A lot of people are not at work. Some businesses are suffering. We got some employees that haven't been to work. Many of them have not been able to get their unemployment. Some still haven't got their stimulus. It's created a major imbalance, not just in Kalamazoo, but across the state. So knowing that, we got to be really intentional about this budget, reallocating funds so that business owners, homeowners, renters, people who are working every day trying to make a living, that they have the essential things that they need to stabilize their family and their households so that we can be a strong Michigan. That's my priority, is looking at during this pandemic where we've lost and where we have opportunities, to gain more funding, shift some funding, and to help stabilize people, particularly in the 60th district, so that we maintain our economic base here in our region. Kalamazoo in our region. The other thing that I think is extremely important is talking about issues that are dividing us, issues that have to deal with race, truth and racial healing, being able to be at the table to say, hey, we can be a model. This region, the 60th district, the state of Michigan as a whole, we can be a model of bringing the community together. We shouldn't have issues or elections or things that are going down racial lines. We need to do better of bringing folks together, to be intentional about anti-racism work, intentional about anti-racism work in policy and in budgeting, and making sure that we're taking care and caring for all people. That's a major must for me. For state representative, they get a chance to vote over 4,000 pieces of legislation a year. Whether if it's insurance rates, home insurance, whether if it's around solar energy, green jobs, economic development, education, making sure that we're protecting our teachers and our students going into this fall season, still in the midst of a pandemic, making sure that the families have what they need to be online, to go live, for the children to do their work from the internet, from home, making sure that they have access to Wi-Fi. All these things come into play when your legislature is intentional about understanding the resources, allocating them county-wide, statewide, so that you bring equity to the work and to the family, so that everybody get what they need. And being able to advocate for working class people in our community. We have people that are working hard, sometimes people working 2 and 3 jobs. They need support. They definitely need benefits. We need the same pay, that women need the same pay as everybody else. We need adequate healthcare coverage, healthcare access. And when we are taking care of everybody in our community, mentally, physically, emotionally, then we are going to have a better, stronger, more vibrant Kalamazoo, which is also going to help balance the state of Michigan. So in a nutshell, my priority is to go in taking care of all residents in our community, regardless of where you live, who you love, your economic status, or your opinion, one way or the other, so that we can have a stronger, welcoming, inclusive, vibrant Kalamazoo, truly, truly, truly a more inclusive Kalamazoo. And I also think that it's important that I have a focus on entrepreneurship. There are so many people that are so talented, they have vision, they are able to implement the mission of their business or their organization, that we need to support these individuals. They can employ people in the community. They can actually be able to create their own wealth to pass down to generations. They can actually be able to deliver goods and services to the community. And that's what we need in order to have economic vitality in Kalamazoo County and our region. And so I'm going in with that focus, knowing that we have to support entrepreneurs, small businesses, Black businesses, women-owned businesses, locally owned and operated businesses. I'm going into Lansing knowing that we got to take care of folks. When we take care of the people going to take care of us. Our children are better. Our schools are stronger. Our law enforcement can better understand the community, the culture. We need to go in intentional about really pulling things together. So that's what my focus is going to be. I hope I'm not missing any more questions or comments. Some people are probably commenting on other pages, and so I'm not able to see it. So what is something else? Voting. Before I wrap up, let me take a quick break here. Let's see. We're going to take another quick commercial break. right, y'all. I had to get something to drink, so I had to take a quick commercial break. That being said, I want to do a couple of shout outs. Y'all know we love shout outs. We have some amazing individuals that are running for office. I want to definitely first acknowledge one of my very good friends who's amazing. She is currently leading the Kalamazoo County Board of Commissioners. She is the board chair. My good friend, Tracy Hall, she is running for re-election to the Kalamazoo County Board of Commissioners. She's out there in the Oakwood district. She's worked really hard. Tracy is amazing. She is a very truthful, honest individual. She leads from her heart. And she is extremely smart. She's an educator. She teaches at Kalamazoo Valley, but she inspires and empowers a lot of young people. So please consider her, vote for her, not just in August, but in November. Tracy Hall for re-election to our Kalamazoo County Board of Commissioners. I also want to acknowledge I am vacating my seat on the county commission. I represent District 1. The Tammy Ray, the amazing Tammy Ray, is running for my seat in District 1. So please, you all get to know Tammy, welcome her to this space. And support her. Vote for her August 4th for this election. She is a Democrat. She's strong. She's educated. She's doing a lot of work for nonprofits in our community, civil rights work. She's very informed and, just a trusted voice in this community. She's younger, so she's coming with energy and everything. So those of you who live in District 1, please consider Tammy Ray to be your next county commissioner. In District 2, oh my goodness, we got Ms. Monteese Morales. Monteese is an educator at KVCC. She works with Kalamazoo Promise students and families. She's been doing this work for so long. She's Greek. She is a Delta. She has been embedded in this community for decades. People know her, love her. She has stepped up in a major way, really building that bridge. Monteese is a Black Latina woman. And she has experience and know-how from all over from the community. And so those of you who your children are Promise Earning students, they graduated high school, they went on to secondary school, you all may know her. Please consider supporting Monteese Morales. We also have Jen Strebs. Jen Trustee, our current trustee at Kalamazoo Township, Jen Strebs, had a chance last several years to work with her, get to know her. We did training together. We did equity and social justice training, a long 3-day training, learning how to look at policy with an equity lens, learning about social justice, and how do you relate that to public policy. Not only did Jen go through the training, she served on the equity task force. Jen has been right there doing the work at the township in conjunction with Kalamazoo County, really helping us have that intergovernmental cooperation and work. So please, you all, please, we need Jen Strebs in District 4. If you are on the east side of the of the county, please, District 4, Jen Strebs definitely is somebody that I'm lifting up and supporting her. We also have in District 5, Veronica McKissick. She's a licensed clinician. She works for the state of Michigan. She's a mom. She is done incredible work as a social worker here in Kalamazoo, relationships throughout the community, committed. Again, she was a part of the training. She served on the equity task force, helping us to do this work to really push for diversity and inclusion in Kalamazoo County. She's worked with us the last 3 years with the county, with the equity work. So she already has experience. She knows how the county works, how the machine works, has relationships with county officials. So she comes in with the experience, the knowledge, the wherewithal, and the educational background, super qualified to do this work. We also have running for the first time is Doreen Gardner. Doreen is running for Kalamazoo County Clerk. Everybody knows the Gardner family. She's from Kalamazoo, born and raised, has retired from AT&T. She owns her own business, manages, supervises. She's experienced. She's an expert with budgets and management. She's running for county clerk, which is a really non-political office, and it needs someone to go in and really reshape that office, make it more accessible, transparent, make those vital records available to everybody in the community, especially those that have a hard time accessing their vital records. And also, record the deeds and all that good stuff. She has the experience, the know-all, the education, the relationships in the community. She understands the algorithm of our community overall, cross neighborhood boundaries and all that good stuff. So please check out Doreen Gardner and support her, vote for her. And these are just my suggestions, you all. My friend, I would not forget my friend, John Hoadley. You all know that he has held it down for us at the 60th district as our state representative. He's now running for Congress in the 6th district congressional seat. John Hoadley, you all support him. Flip the 6. And Hoadley can do that. But we got to come out and we got to support candidates that we know will work for us, build relationships with us, and be that bridge between community, local, state, and federal government. Get people that serve you and serve this overall community. Lastly, I want to say about the election, you can still get your absentee ballot. You can go online and do that. You also can still register to vote. In Michigan, we just changed our law, so you can register to vote all the way up until the day of the election, all the way up until 8 p.m. the day of the election. And you can vote that same day. Go to your local clerk's office, city, county, township, Portage, wherever you live, Oshimo. You can register to vote. You can also request your absentee ballot application, or you can even go to your clerk's office during business hours, Monday through Friday. Go in, request your ballot, vote it right there, leave it right there. And then you don't have to worry about the long lines or this and that on election day. It's convenient. Go vote now, vote early, vote. Make sure you know that this is a partisan election. You can only vote one way or the other, Democrat or Republican. You got to vote straight ticket. You can only vote straight ticket. If you cross over on your ballot, you will spoil it. So don't do that. Vote one way or the other. And you can vote for whoever you want to in that one party that you're voting for. Those individuals who are planning on going to the polls open the day of the election, which is Tuesday, August 4th. They open at 7 a.m. They're open till 8 p.m. They're open even during lunch hour. So if you're taking off work, go in at any time between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. and cast your ballot. If you already have your absentee ballot, you decide you don't want to mail your ballot back in, take your ballot to the poll, present it to the election workers, and you can vote right there at the poll. They'll get you all set up, get you the right paperwork. You can vote right there. This week, if you have your absentee ballot and you want to take it down to the clerk's office, you can deliver it there. I just caution you, do not give your ballots to anybody outside of your immediate family. Don't let people come around and collect your ballots. That's illegal. Don't do that. Make sure you protect your ballot is extremely important. So make sure you either put postage on the envelope, seal it, and mail it, or you can hand deliver it to your local clerk's office, or you can hold on to it and take it into the polls on election day. But just make sure that you know your rights, your voting rights. On election day, you do not have to have a photo ID. It's best to have it, but if you don't, it's okay. Go in the poll and vote. Just know you just sign an affidavit saying that you are who you are. They'll give you your ballot and you can vote. Make sure you know where you go to vote at. You can do that online. You can go to my website. My website is more2020.com. Make sure that you go to the website and you can do your voting location there. And verify where you vote at, your polling location, the dates, the time that is open, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you can get directions if you haven't been there, if your polling location moved or you moved and now you got a new polling location. Please go online. You can go on my website, more-2020.com. You can register to vote. You can ask for your absentee ballot. You can verify where your poll is right from my website. So please feel free to go to my website, more-2020.com, to do all of your voting needs. Trust me, I got you, Kalamazoo. I got you. I don't see any more comments in the comment section. Hopefully, I haven't missed anybody. I'm putting up my information for the website on here. So please, please, please utilize it. If you would like to volunteer with the campaign, you can. You can go to my website, sign in, and volunteer. We're looking for people to help knock doors, drop lit, make phone calls, send text messages. I have an app. I have my own free app. You can go in your app store on your phone on an Android or a iPhone. I got both. You can do an Android or iPhone. You can download my app. The app is called Vote Force, all one word, VOTE Force, FORCE. Download the app, sign in, pick Stephanie's team, and there's already some text announcements already in there. You don't even have to type in anything. You just get my name, go through your contact list, and send a text message to all of your folks. Tell them to go vote and to vote and support me. You can also do text if you want to text for any of the candidates that I mentioned earlier: Doreen, Veronica, Jen, Monteese, Tammy. There's also a text message in there to support them as well. So please download Vote Force. Vote Force. On your free app store, and you can be able to help us in that manner. This Saturday, there's a big major push for Get Out the Vote. Go to my website, sign up to volunteer. Let's get it. Let's hit it. Let's turn out the voting in our community. Those are the only issues I could think of off the top of my head. Again, I wanted to take some time just to touch bases with y'all. We haven't. I have a couple more things I want to show you. Let's do this.
Hello, I am Stephanie Moore, and I'm running to be your state representative for the 60th District. The late, great John Lewis has spoken often about how he lived his life. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you must speak up. You have to do something. It is how I have chosen to live my life as well. While chairperson of the Kalamazoo County Commission, I became aware of a high number of foreclosures occurring in my district. I saw homelessness negatively impacting the safety net for the entire county. I adopt the principle that homeowners benefit the entire community, so I partnered with our county treasurer to do something. Together, we knocked on the door of every homeowner that faced foreclosure, not just in my district, but in the entire county. Our efforts resulted in 0 foreclosures on any owner-occupied homes in Kalamazoo County. This is not just what I do, but who I am and how I represent my district. It is how I will represent you in Lansing. I am asking for your vote on August 4th. My name is Stephanie Moore, and I approve this message.
Hey! So again, you all, I don't see any more comments or questions or anything. So I want to wrap it up. I just wanted to, like I said, take some time to come to you all. It's been a lot of work. Thank you for everybody for your support. Thank you for your vote. I'm humbled, honored. I am committed to representing you and everyone in the 60th District. I will go hard for us. I will make sure that Kalamazoo is acknowledged in everything that's happening throughout the state, all the great work that we have, the resources that we have available, being able to even maximize them anymore by being that champion for Kalamazoo. I want to thank you all for your support. Your prayers, your love, your thoughtfulness, your volunteerism, your donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, by the way, donate. We're doing okay, but we definitely need some financial support. So if you can, please, please, please donate to the campaign, to buy yard signs, radio ads, to even be able to buy ads on social media. Our thing is to contact voters. We want to contact them so that they know where to vote, how to vote, in terms of, going into the polls or doing their absentee ballot. We want to make sure that people have everything that they need And in order to do that, I have to raise money. So please consider donating to the campaign. If it's $5 or $1,000, whatever it is, please, 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 please support, support, support. You can go right to my website and donate. The website is very, very user friendly. Even if you're using it from a cell phone, it's very, very user friendly. So please do that. Again, you can volunteer. And if you got questions or comments or concerns, if there's some things that I can help you with, some people are still looking to get resources. Remember, two easy numbers to remember. One is 211. If you're looking for an agency or organization, a nonprofit, if you got housing issues, you need legal aid, you need a referral for services, you dealing with your utilities, or you need some help with weatherization, you are a senior, or you may be disabled and you need some help around your house, and you're looking for, senior services or disability resource network or housing resources, or you're looking to buy a new home or financing, you're looking for help with mortgage or even to avoid foreclosure, 211 is your number. Call 211. They can give you the number to anything, any agency, organization right here in our community. I just had someone come to me today asking me for the NAACP phone number. Call 211. If you don't have access to go online and Google numbers, it's really, really easy. Just always remember 211. If you have anything that is city related, when do they pick up your trash, or when is, the bulk pickup? You got questions about your utility, your local taxes. You got questions about voting. You need information about your home taxes, your property taxes. You trying to catch up with what's happening with the city commission and what's on this and that or whatever. 311. The number you can always call is 311. Very easy numbers. 211 is all of the agencies, organizations, and then 311 is local government. That gets you directly to the city. So please remember those two numbers. Use them as often as you need to, and share that information with others. So that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to end with one last commercial, and then we're going to call it a night.
Stephanie Moore is a proven leader with hometown roots. For over a decade, Stephanie has served citizens in Kalamazoo. As a leader, Miss Moore has fought for clean water and safe communities. As a county commissioner, Stephanie Moore showed courage and leadership when she met with the county treasurer to create a program to save owner-occupied homes from foreclosure. When there was a PFAS crisis, Stephanie rallied Kalamazoo citizens to make sure that emergency services were quickly deployed. The 60th District deserves a leader who walks hand in hand with Kalamazoo citizens and delivers results on time, every time. Stephanie Moore leads with courage because she imagines a Kalamazoo with possibilities. On August 4th, vote for Stephanie Moore. Together, we can imagine a brighter and prosperous Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo can expect more unity, more leadership, and more direction from Stephanie Moore. Expect more with more.
Yay! All right. So it's getting late. Y'all get ready to go to bed. We got a long day. Tomorrow starts a new week. Say your prayers. Tuck somebody in. Before you go to bed, though, check on somebody. Check on someone that's elderly, someone that's still sheltering in place and really hasn't been out and about. See if they need anything. Just make sure that they've secured their home, their windows and everything before they go to bed. And just take a minute to tell someone that you love them, that you're thinking about them, that you care about them, and that you're concerned. And if they need anything, just remind them to call, to reach out, to text, even if it's just to say hello, how you doing, or hey, you know what, I love you. So the more of that we do, the better off we are to deal with our issues, have a stronger community, a more inclusive community, because each one reaches one and we all take care and love each other. All right, you all. My name is Stephanie Moore. I'm happy to be here with you. You need something, hit me up. I'm here. All right. Peace.